So you were someone I would have loved to become.
This camera, remove the card. It's a rap. Juju, if you're watching, dog, who's having the last lap now? Time to get into secondary school. My parents couldn't afford it, so they sent me to live with an uncle in Yaba, and that's where life started. I was a houseboy, errand boy, cleaner. I woke up one day and said I would be the headliner that would flip this family's narrative, take us out of the chains of poverty. In short, just restore my father's old glory. Lagos showed me brutality. You know when they say finish him, the brutality was at its peak. I said people will come up to me on the streets, they will jack me. You get mama, you get papa, come get out of here. And every time I didn't have a car, so I had to take public transport. I could be in a bus, and then when people want to enter, they will run out. Where they? And then conductors will stop in the middle of Terminal Bridge. Come down. You're scaring my passengers. So I did a lot of trekking.
Made them to not like how it was that you looked.
I mean, Nigerians are conservative people. We as outlandish as we are, flamboyant and whatnot, we're still conservative at heart. And then when you see something you don't understand, or it's just not following norms and cultures, or maybe you feel like it's deviating from it, the best form of recognition is attack. Then I'm a story waiting to be told. You know my name, not my story. You see what I do, but you don't know what I've been through.
Hello and welcome to Side Talk. My name is Jude Thomas Dawam. I'm smiling because it's been an interesting time in the studio with us this evening. Like I say every time, all you have to do is hit that subscribe button because we've got so much to talk about here. I've got an amazing guest with me here today, and I will introduce that guest in a couple of seconds. But before I do that, remember to click that subscribe button. Ladies and gentlemen,
woo!
Boys and girls, and other things, please a round of applause as I introduce Denrele, Edun.
Oh yeah! But now you're going to say a lot of things now after me.
Okay.
Because you have to finish the moniker.
Okay.
So you say Denrele,
Werele,
Dewere. So you know my name is Denrele Edun.
Yes.
AKA Okorile Ekmo.
Okay.
Wow, to the Yoruba listeners and viewers and watchers, you understand what I am talking about. You know, if you
I don't know.
Now let's leave it at that. Okay, you're not Hausa.
Yes,
not everyone from Plateau is Hausa, please.
Nobody from Plateau is Hausa.
Thank you. Okay, but some people are there, sir.
There are people who speak Hausa there, but they're not from there.
They're not from there.
Yeah, I love your glasses, by the way.
Thank you. I can see road where everywhere is just bright,
everywhere is looking
sunny,
red,
beautiful. Yes, not as red as you would want it to be, but you know, not that kind of danger. Have you noticed that there's been no Apollo in the past couple of years? Because everybody, I don't see shaggy. This is, if you understand what I mean. But my red is just, it's just bright. Everywhere is just sweet. Yeah. 93 on the beautiful couch.
Yeah.
You know we are rounding up the season with this.
Yes.
So this couch, what thing will happen to round?
We will keep them. Don't change them maybe to red after now.
Oh. Somebody's in the spirit.
Yes. All right. Denrele, you're welcome.
Sir. I'm honored to be here. Thank you.
The honor is mine, honestly. I have followed you for a very long time, and I have to say to you that it feels really good to be sitting on the same couch with you as a media person, and as a human being, as a human being. And that has I see you as a senior colleague. Professionally,
okay,
and all of that.
Wow, what's it? Wahoo!
I watched you on television.
Hey, why are you doing all this? You are not making me feel like
I'm just trying
like
to.
An Egbon.
I'm trying. No, not Egbon.
But you know,
I'm just trying to say it's like saying I watched Justin Bieber as a child. Now, I watched him growing up.
So you had to
but he's not old. I watched you as a child.
Hey, wow!
And we are growing together.
Okay.
So you were someone I would have loved to become.
Oh, I am what? It's a rap. Everybody just go off this camera and remove the card. It's a rap. This is the best compliment I've gotten all year, and I'm truly honored. I would just say you too. You're an OG before IG with plenty OT before IT.
Thank you.
Yes. Bam. Drops laptop. Oh no, you can't drop.
No, I can't drop it because we have a long way to go.
I know.
All right. So we've got so many things to ask you.
Okay.
The media, personality, life in general. So then really, from
sir.
NTA, Kid Division 101.
It is time for Kid Division 101. Do you remember this sing tune? Pa, 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 na, 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 na.
Yes.
You are the real OG.
Yes.
Oh, you have made my day.
Now, from there, the next time I saw you was on Sound City.
True that.
Then, the next time I saw you again was on Channel O.
Channel O. Well said.
And after then, you branched into a lot of things.
A lot. True that.
But the first question I want to start with today, when and how did you know that you were androgynous?
That's a beautiful question, because I've been represented. If I was about to say misappropriated, but I always culturally appropriate with the et at the end. Appropriate. You know when they say you et. Okay. So I would say that it was my foray into fashion. And I actually got into fashion by accident. I happened to be at my first ever stunt with fashion was working for the famous Nigerian designer who was responsible for all the designs you saw in the Plantation Boys video. Okay. If you remember, no, those songs can't skip my mind. But yeah, all the Plantation Boys, it was Kese Jabari.
Kese Jabari was a huge name.
He was the first person I ever modeled for, and that's when I saw clothes from a different perspective. Okay, if these clothes can be worn in editorials and like on the runway, why don't they wear them off the runway? So it didn't quite. I just said, you know what, I might actually play with that. But then the backstory to modeling for Kese Jabari, actually, I don't think I've even shared that. I think Kese Jabari and his beautiful wife, Sabina Ume, who was the very first Miss Amitat Miss World. You know that era of Lady Bianca, Regina, Sabina Ume was like, they came to Unilag, and Sabina always had like, we call it them back then, so braids, those braids that touched the floor. People used to call her Mami Water Mami. And then she saw me in school with Linda Ikeji, and she said, oh my God, you have the most beautiful face I've ever seen without makeup. I didn't quite understand I didn't know it was a compliment at the time. And she said, Linda, bring him to the showroom. So I go to the showroom, there are clothes out there, they tell us to try out clothes. I try everything, nothing is my size. Everything, the quintessential male model at the time, you had to be over 6 feet with all these 20 pack. And then a lot of the models that were there were wondering what the heck I was doing here. Pardon, I was about to use the French word. And they all started acting up, I bet, come on here, Joe, like they were just doing all sort of things to just maybe slightly throw me off guard, bully me, or just make me feel like little and very like, just wanted to just subdue me and make me feel very inferior. And then Kese Jabari didn't see that, Sabina didn't see that. I felt it would have been so silly of me to go and start reporting. So I took it in good stride. And then we had a shoot the first time I ever went to La Capan Tropicana. If you remember, can you say La Capan Tropicana 5 times without blabbing? So we went there. Before Kese Jabari arrived, they said, oh, photographer, let's get all the models in their clothes. So I went. And then one of the models was Kese Jabari's assistant. His name is Jude. Jude, if you're watching, who's having the last lap now? Anyway, so I went to Jude and I was like, okay, I saw everybody taking their clothes. So I went, Mr. Jude, I beg, leave this place. I don't even know you even brought this one. This one that looks like a malnourished Somalian. Come, get out of here. I don't go lie. I don't say I be smally at the time, but I was like, freaking hell. So I just walked to the beach. Then, some of the female models were like, come. So the guy just went, I beg. Stay where you are. Don't let him come close. So I had to sit put. I was hungry. I was thirsty. I was even scared to ask for food before they walked me out of there. And La Campana was such a long drive because we came from Yaba. So I don't even sabi anywhere. How do I want to leave this place? Then Kese Jabari came like almost before midnight. And he said, oh, let's not shoot anymore, everyone. Let's have a little party. Oh, and then he used to call me Afro Dude at the time. Pardon my French. I don't know who is disturbing me at this wonderful. Okay. Oh, by the way, I just got the info about the late Kyle Peters wakekeeping and burial. God bless his soul. We're dedicating this episode to him because I will share his story. Yeah, I have to. Okay, so Kese Jabari comes and says, no, man, you people, you guys should all chill. Then he says, Afro Dude, are you fine? Are you okay? I could see Jude using his eye to fire me dagger. I said, if you talk, I just kept me. I said, no, I'm fine. And then we all danced. Of course, I was a good dancer at the time. I used to do a bit of backup dancing for a lot of people. I used to dance at the shrine. I danced for Rugged Man, Too Short.
And you were contortionist? Contortionist. Because I saw you on Fumi Yonda.
chop the knuckle.
I think it was on
New Dawn.
NTA.
It was, yes, New Dawn.
And you did the whole contour.
That was even in my Sound City heydays. My dream was to always meet Fumi on that. But then I said to myself, because I was so obsessed with her, you know, growing up as well. She was like my media escape. I said I would do everything I can to get on this show. And then I went on the show more than once. But let me not digress.
Yes.
So the next day, they said, everybody wake up, it's time to shoot. The sun is out. You know, Kelechi Amadiobi was the photographer at the time. Then, everybody come out, you know. I just stayed in my apartment, in the chalet, the small. And then Sabina comes, no, pretty boy, come. Kelechi Amadiobi now brings out a wrapped bag of clothes that were perfectly tailored to my size. I had never felt seen. I had never felt appreciated because I just felt like, you know, I was like the third week, what did I come and do here? And I just said, this is for you. I said, do you want to go somewhere? I said, no, I'll change in front of everyone. I changed, and then when they ran the editorial for the new collection, myself, Annie Macaulay, you know,
yes,
my beautiful Annie Macaulay, Onobelo, if you all remember Onobelo,
Yes.
A lot of us were like the frontliners, the headliners of that campaign with Linda Kechi as well. The Jude and all those other people said, yeah, picture they will, you don't even enter the papers. Anyway, so I mean, away from that, he was like my very first. That's when I just knew there was something different about me, because the clothes he tailored, where it was like the bridge between masculine and feminine. You know, when I wore the clothes, I could tell that a female model
can wear.
So it kind of just gave me an inclination that so I can rock anything and whatnot. And then, you know, the story just, you know, kick-started from there. It went uphill. Kudos to Kelsey Jabari. Like, he gave this young androgynous human a chance, not only to rock his major editorial. I was on every publication. I was always spending my money buying. I'll buy this day today. What? You know, but then I remembered one other designer. So I thought to myself that, the way Kelsey Jabari sees me, every other designer will see me that way. I needed to wake up and smell the coffee, because there's a designer who's my friend till date. I remembered when I went to his house somewhere on the mainland, just in between Palm Grove and Maryland.
I'm sure he would know who he is already.
And then I went there, and then when he saw me, he said, who told this one to come here? He just told the other models, don't let him into my company, let him stand outside. So I was talking to him from outside. All the models were inside though. I was like, sir, good afternoon, I'm a model, And he said, you want to wear my clothes like this? Will you get out of here? I said, here? I said, sir, I'm not going to leave once you give me something to wear. He said, not you. They left me, the models went to shoot. I stayed put. I was also worried if I leave, I might miss them. It took them 12 hours. They came back almost before midnight. I was still sitting outside. Say, you're still here. Say, you will not walk my runway. The day of the show, I still went to the show. The show was at Tribes, which is now opposite. What's it called now? There's a special restaurant there now. Cactus. Yeah. So Cactus now was former Tribes. I went to the show. I was backstage begging. They did not give me cloth though. Guess what? When we finished the show, the designer left, and all of us had to trek because, you know, no taxis. There were no buses at the time, so we had to trek to Bar Beach from there. Vigilante now caught us, so we frog jumped from what you call Civic Center now to like that was by area. I was lucky. I had a small 3310. I just quickly called Linda. She said, Linda, I'm doing frog jump. Say, hey, I'm coming to get you now. So she quickly drove because they got a hotel to stay in and then picked me up and then. So wow, me there don't ask, my eye don't see shaggy. They say Apollo no day, Abi, my eye don't see red.
So it was from a fashion show that all of this happened.
True that.
Now, one of the people I know that is very androgynous as well is Andre 3000, one of the greatest rappers in the world as well. Outkast, Yes. So and he was able to change a lot of narratives.
True that.
Because before then, rappers shouldn't have colors.
Shouldn't have been that expressive.
Yes.
That's flamboyant. That's outlandish, colorful. It's called the je ne sais quoi.
Whatever it is. All right. Now, I want to talk about this as well. I read, because while I knew that we were going to have this interview, I went to find out about your family and everything.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
And I read an interview on your father when he spoke about the fact that he loves the choir. He's he's a bass singer.
Bass singer. Very accurate. Research and methodology is sweet.
And he's been around the world and all of that. He has worked bakeries and all of that. And then one of the things he said that got to me was when he said that the church that you people were attending at some point they told him that you couldn't come to church because of the
they
way you were.
excommunicated me from the church.
Yes,
actually.
and based off that, he told your sisters to stop going to the church as well. But then he continued to go to the church at some point. But I wanted to ask, at some point, did you feel like you did your father bad?
I actually would forever hold my dad in high esteem. My dad stays with me. Matter of fact, every time before I leave the house, as old as I am, because I'm an OG, I would always tell my father, I'm stepping out. I even told him, I'm going for an interview, I'm going to Lekki. So it's so crazy. I would tell him that you guys actually, spoke about him. Yeah. And he was like, oh yeah. And he would always pray for me. And, he's losing his sight. He's in his mid 80s.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful to God for the fact that my dad, who lived in Hamburg, Germany, came to Nigeria, set up a flourishing business. It was like a reversal of fortunes, and he just lost everything. So we now moved first into an uncompleted building that had no doors or windows. Yes, no doors or windows. My mom would, tie like her wrappers to cover the barricade. And then we couldn't even eat anything. We didn't have like cookers and whatnot. So we had like a charcoal pot, and so I'll funny for it to catch fire. I'll jump into the next compound. It was a cassava farm. I'll block out their cassava. So we ate boiled cassava for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Finally, my dad managed to get a job. My mom managed to also get a job in the teaching, sector. And what she brought to the table was, she's skilled in so many languages, just like yourself. So she could speak French fluently. She's half Mauritius. I know in Mauritius,
and
they
Indian.
Have so she could speak French. She, of course, could speak German because my parents met in Hamburg, Germany.
Yes.
That's where I was produced. And then she could speak Polish as well. So she was teaching English and German in like Montessori school. So that was, like a side hustle. And I found out we managed to get a new place. And then when it was time to get into secondary school, my parents couldn't afford it. So they sent me to live with an uncle in Yaba. And that's where life started. I was a houseboy, errand boy, cleaner. Wow. And then they had a son who was in command at the time. Yeah. So when he got into school and they would punish him, all those punishments, he would now come and use me as the experimental guinea pig. Now me go carry TV, black and white TV, old one with that angle 90. What? I saw shaking in that house. But again, we now finally moved to my family house. The house my dad grew up in, that he had a right to live in. We were in a cramped room, just this size, myself, my mom, my dad, and my two sisters. And that was nightmare on earth. If I thought my uncle's house was worse, this house, I lived with only girls because they were all cousins. Yeah. All cousins with my grandma, God bless her soul. And they made our lives a living hell. I know I can say that. People ask me, how much you gotten over it? Yes, I have, but it's to let you know that I have a story waiting to be told though. I woke up one day and said, I would be the headliner that would flip this family's narrative, take us out of the chains of poverty. In short, just restore my father's old glory. Because, I could see that my father was also, I know that I was a bit difficult as well because he had us when he was like over 40. He was married before, but the lady died. She was an alcoholic. She fell down the stairs in Germany. So when he met my mom was a bit younger. So he had me at this age, actually. Yes, I'm 44. So he had me when I was like 44. So, in my teenage age, my dad now was already, he had to retire. Yeah. Couldn't work. We're always pressuring him to get work. So I knew that I had to rise to the occasion and hustle. So I started, from like 10, 11, I was teaching. I was teaching in primary school, the same school my mom was teaching in. I was one of their best teacher. Let me tell you who one of my students was. Oh. You all know Dr. Joro Lumofin.
Oh.
He was my student, Joro. And Joro's mom owned the school.
Joro?
I taught him. Yes. Anyway, it was Joro.
Joro.
Yeah, Joro.
Okay, we call him Joro.
It's fine. Joro. Then there's a famous footballer now. There's so many of them who are doing good. His name is Lanry Kende. He plays for like one of the football clubs in Saudi Arabia. He's doing awesome. That one, we called him Eleshe because he was a fighter. He was afraid of me. So I used to beat him very well. So doing that, I was teaching. Then I started Kid Division 101 when I was in SS1. So I was bringing, some money to the home front. I knew that I must have made life a bit difficult for my dad because as a, teenager, I go vex. Say, man, I made they do all this thing now. This is what I came to this life. I not beg to come here. But again, I just thought to myself, don't do this to this man. You wouldn't want your children to do this to you. So that is why my siblings come first in the scheme of things, in the priority of things. That the reason why I work so hard, really, because if I did not have to, if I didn't carry responsibilities, I've been balling. But
So-
anyway, I don't regret it one bit.
Yeah, so it meant that at some point were you being rebellious
Yes.
with the dresses and
Yes.
all of those
And it
things?
even rubbed off on my attitude small.
Yeah.
And I was getting it hot at home. The church excommunicated me. My cousins did everything every single day to make us feel. So when they did not always see me to attack, it was not my younger sisters who were just kids. And they started calling them prostitutes. They were not even teenagers at the time. I remembered one of our uncles came from God knows where, or a cousin. And I was telling my younger sister who was just 10 that, oh my God, if they even paid him money to even, take her into another room and, be intimate with her, he won't even pay shit. This was like a 10-year-old.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you. So my siblings and I were like, very close knit. I'm just more concerned with, just my mom, my dad, and my sisters. And then of course we have, but then the thing with them now is that everyone is trying to, become familiar and whatnot. So I'm maintaining boundaries. It's very key.
Yes,
Sorry, I hope
it
I answered the question because I feel like I digressed.
No, you did.
So shout out to my dad, Adekule Alaba Edun. AKA bread boy, AKA German machine. I don't know why they call him German machine.
Because he lived in Germany for.
It seems there is another symbolic. My mother used to say it's a lot,
All right, now you from that point on,
yes,
you became a symbol of fashion.
Amen to that.
A lot of people didn't understand.
They still don't. Still now.
Yeah, okay. Now we understood. Maybe we came from a different school of thought, but we understood. But a lot of people didn't understand at that point. You could. How was it like going out dressing like that?
Lagos showed me brutality. You know when they say finish him, the brutality was at its peak. You see, now we have the internet. We have, faceless identities typing on the keypad. They call them keypad warriors. Insulting people. And then when people say they're trolling me, I look at them and I laugh. Because people are trolling you, but it's online. You choose to believe what you want to believe. That opinion is not your reality.
True.
But then I'm from a different wavelength. Now, my own was not, because I started my hustle way before the advent of the internet. There was no internet at the time. So my own was upfront confrontation. I say people will come up to me on the streets, they will jack me. You get mama, you get papa, come get out of here. And every time I didn't have a car, so I take public transport. I could be in a bus, and then when people want to enter, they will run out, where? And then conductors will stop in the middle of Terminal Bridge, come down, you're scaring my passengers. So I did a lot of trekking. They say to craze they easy, now the trekking they hard. Now me trek the trek. But here's the thing with trekking. Lagos is synonymous with what? Traffic. So when we are in traffic now, they are bored, they're just, Lagosians, and then they now see me walking on the streets. And they can't comprehend what they are saying. They will lash out now. So there's always transfer of aggression. So people used to stone me, like, people buy pure water and stone me with it. Throw it at me. People would buy eggs and throw at me as well. And I could be going for castings, auditions and whatnot. Boss no great carry me. I don't get money to afford taxi. Okay, make I waka all my shoes. And I don't even want shoe that time. Fake Nike was N, not the score. This one, N, big N. They wrote the N. That shoe chop, And I ended up wearing my secondary school shoe, the Keto sandals.
Yes,
because when I bought them, they were high. So I felt like, I worked it became flat because I bought oversized. I bought it from SS1 so that it will last me to SS3. Fortunately, I have my mother's feet, so my feet did not particularly, grow like that I thought it would, but I wore those shoes. So I got it hot. I can look back now and laugh, but I wonder what I would tell my younger self going through that. So many experiences.
Because I wanted to ask you now, sitting down here.
Yes.
Just a journey back.
Yeah.
To the day Kesi Jabari put you on that show.
The early 2000s.
The early 2000s.
Yeah. 2000 actually. 98, 99, 2000. Yeah.
What would you tell Denrele?
That's a question that I just always running away from. Reason being because, it was a long journey to get here.
Yeah.
Now I found inner happiness. I've kind of managed to find the balance between, chaos and the beauty in silence. Because I thrive on drama. I thrive on noise. I'm a noisemaker. Wake up in the morning, but don't know, say I don't wake. But I also I've started enjoying my own company. So I would tell my younger self that it will be a long journey to get here. Would you change the narrative of your family? Oh, yes, definitely. But you would do it with a lot of pandemonium, with a lot of tsunami, with a lot of chaos, with a lot of turbulence. But you would, that's why I always say that There are many self-help books, but me, I hold a PhD in IBTIA. That's the name of my book, IBTIA. I've been through it all, and that degree that PhD that I have gives me the power to tell anyone that you can get through anything as long as you're set. Because I would have just retreated, even in school. So here's the thing: I'm walking on the streets of Lagos. People are stoning me. I was in Unilag at the time. Hello. That one is another one. And then I was in education, which is the first faculty by the gate. And then, because I studied English education, we do like majors from both the one and then the main campus. That's arts. So we always have to take campus shuttle. The students also use me as what? Oh, the ones that had cars, they would just drive. When they see me sign at the bus, they would just slow down. You are useless. They'll just stone me. Bah! And then, if I get into the class, our classes, maybe look like those 2-hour courses at 8 a.m. 4 unit courses, 3 unit courses. I'll get to the class at 7:30 and sit in the middle, not in the front or the. Once the lecturer enters, you out. So I wrote the majority of my tests and exams by the door. And here's the catch. I'm not supposed to say this, but I mean I can say it now. Everyone is as successful as can be. Lina KG was a good friend of mine. She was in my class, but because she was modeling so much, she didn't have time. So I would write her test, write it outside. I would write her attendance, that kind of thing, So I always had to do double shit, and everyone was always laughing at me. Seriously. And nobody rose to my defense or anything. Maybe some courses in the arts block, they kind of just tolerated me for a bit. But the ones in education, hey! And then I wrote 4 projects before I could graduate with different topics. Then when we did teaching practice, because as an educationist, you have to do teaching practice in year 3 and year 4. They posted everyone to schools around Akoka, Surulere. Me, Ijeshatedo. The school did not give me Ijeshatedo Grammar School or Kota. And they told the principal, give him SS3. I saw my mates in the class. And it was mixed. And all the girls, uncle. I say, hey, these children. The boys used to wait at the junction that they would beat me. Do you know how many times they tried to beat me in that school? But I had, remember, background experience in teaching. So I used it well. Even when the supervisors came, they did not believe it that I could be a good teacher like that, So, long story cut short, I will say it again, I'm a story waiting to be told. You know my name, not my story. You see what I do, but you don't know what I've been through.
There's something I want to talk to you about.
Yes, please.
And I think I learned that from you. I have to appreciate you for that.
Thank you.
At some point, people will troll you on Twitter.
Oh, yes.
And you will retweet.
Yes.
How?
I didn't see this coming.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
I didn't see this coming.
I've read a couple of the tweets that were trolling you. Yeah. Not from the people who tweeted you.
Yes.
But from you.
I'll find my name out there and just,
How did you manage that?
I still do it till now. And then, there's always crude in my cruise.
Okay.
I find there's crude. They say content is the new crude oil. There is crude in my own cruise. So at that time, this was when Twitter was just a thing, before Instagram, even before the advent of Instagram. When they write anything, I was like, okay, people retweet the good things about them, but then I'm getting it hot. People are saying all kinds. Well, baseless info, but then they're insulting me left, right, center, So I just retweet it for. I didn't know that it was going to, people would talk about it now. It became a thing. People started doing the same as well.
I did.
I just thought that it was just, as people are complimenting me and flattering my career trajectory. Also, they're the ones that are doing everything possible, humanly possible, to insult me and make me feel less. We retweet both, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the nasty. And, it stuck with me.
Did it hurt?
So, at the very start, I did not understand why people were not after my blood, why they just did my case. I was like, I'm in my own lane, I'm doing my own thing, I'm not stepping on anybody's toes. Waiting happen. What is this? Why? I didn't quite get it. But I just said, I have to face this head on. I have to face this head on. And the best way to have faced it head on was just, those opinions are not my reality. I would say to myself, my awesomeness cannot be beaten down by your bitterness. You don't like me? How would I put it? Or just something I wrote. I said, I'm an acquired taste. You don't like me? Go and acquire some taste. Go and acquire it elsewhere. Leave me. So I just, at the end of the day, the confused admirers, they say haters, Haters. Me, my own acronym, because I love acronyms. So I came up with the acronym for haters, Haters. That's hating at those experiencing real success. So I just look at it and say, I just pity them. They are confused admirers. And eventually, when people now meet me in person, they're like, this is who I thought you were. I judged from the lights, camera, action, fashion. Lights, camera, fashion. And I see a different person with substance, with like you found your core, your own person. So I can't be the whole world. You know, I think one of the things that I would award myself as, and I don't think it's an award or anybody wants, I think I am the most photographed media person in this country. Everybody has a picture with me. From which generation? Millennials, Gen X, name it, even kindergarten, everybody has a picture. And somebody tweeted that and said, if you did not take a picture with Denrele as a millennial in the late 2000s and 2010s, that means say you know be wake up person. Because Denrele was, you know, like everywhere. It was like a movement. It was like a cultural staple, you know. And I revel in it even today, and I'm very grateful for it. So yeah. So I take the good, the bad, and the ugly as it comes. If I cannot deal with it, then let me go and get a 9 to 5 now. All the people that always say they're having me on social media. If you cannot cope, log back your bank. Mark power, don't stress us. Go and get a different job description. It comes with the job. It comes with the nature of the status. I don't count myself as a celebrity. I don't see myself as one. When I get to the level of, you know, you mentioned Pharrell.
Pharrell, yes.
The Vampires.
Yes.
You said Andre 3000.
Andre 3000.
Such beautiful, like, they're not comparison, but such beautiful references. Now, when I get on that level, that's I open my mouth, I'll let you go and say, I be celebrity. For now, I be local champion.
All right. It's been interesting with Denrele. Denrele, I'm sorry.
No, don't worry. You see, you are allowed to massacre it as much as you can.
I'm so sorry about that. Feel free. I'm not supposed to.
Do you know what it means?
What does it mean?
So the full name is Denrele. So say after me. Denrele. Ade means crown.
Yeah.
Denrele means going home.
Oh, so the crown is going home.
I'm going. I'm in the home already. Studio 93. We are here.
All right.
On
so
the seats.
We're going to take a short break. Remember that we've got so much to talk about. Now, when we come back, we're going to talk about his life in the media and some of the questions that people have asked about him and to him. Some of the most embarrassing times that he has to deal with himself. He has had a very tough childhood growing up, but I don't think he's living that life now. So you stick around. When we do come around, we'll talk about all of that. Remember that you can go ahead and click on the subscribe button if you want to listen to that.
I think the best one that would work would be, if you don't want your children to look like me and dress like me, subscribe, like, comment, and follow us now.
I agree to that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome back. It's still Side Talk. My name is Jude Thomas Dawam, and I'm still here with the ever lively Denrele.
Oh, you said that well.
Yes. Thank you so much for.
Should I call her my name so you pronounce it?
No, I can't.
No, you can try. Denrele. Olufemi.
Adeyemi. Akombi.
Rajiv Raja. You said my Indian name well, Edun. I see my pass now.
I like Rajiv Raja. There's a movie.
Me that too.
Oh yeah, I'd like that, by the way.
Okay,
so next time you see him, you can call him Rajiv Raja.
You come down, finger your eye. Then that's my money. He's the only one allowed to call me that.
Okay.
JTD can call me.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. So we're back, and now we want to talk about some other part of your life. Now, the way you are.
Yes.
And the way people saw you. Mm-hmm. What was the first thing that came to their mind, and what do you think made them to not like how it was that you looked?
I mean, Nigerians are conservative people. We as outlandish as we are, flamboyant and whatnot, we're still conservative at heart. And then when you see something you don't understand, or it's just not following norms and cultures, or maybe you feel like it's deviating from it, the best form of recognition is attack. You know, so you don't get it, you're like, and you don't want to comprehend it at all. So the best form of comprehension, pardon my lingua, form of comprehension is attack, or it's ridicule, or it's disgust. So I've gotten all those layers of emotions from people, from disgust to ridicule to attacks, you know, not online attacks, I'm talking of upfront, physical, you know, and then to you know, to insults of all kinds. I've been labeled all kinds, I've been called all kinds, all the sexual that, you know, from homosexual to bisexual to metrosexual to sexual, even solo sexual, they don't call me. And this is the one that'll crack you up. I remembered where I grew up in Yaba. Across, I had like some friends, and then they had a pool table there, so we used to go shoot pool when like their uncles were not around. We just get a table and play quick. And then there was a particular guy and his brother. who lived just 2 streets away from there. I'm sure people close to me will know. I can call their names because when I won't see me. And then they always called me lesbian. I didn't understand it.
Oh.
So I got the usual FAG word, which I turned into something nice. I'll say, oh, for all generations you mean, or fabulous and gentle and generous. I just used to find funny acronyms and, shut my mind to, that's opinion, is not my reality. That's not me. And then you'll call me the GAY word and I'll be like, oh yeah, you mean gorgeous and young. Oh, good as you. Oh yeah, that. So these ones now came with, hey, say, come and tell this your lesbian friends to live here. And I thought, me, lesbian again. Hey, child. And then those boys took it upon themselves. Every time I pass their street, once they hear, they quickly come out. They'll run out and start lesbian. So, I've gotten all kinds of names from like Somalian refugee to poor Indian, which is that's fine. But then lesbian now became the popular name in that Alagomeji, the other side of Casino Cinema. So I had it hot, and then again in the home front, except for my parents and my siblings, or just my siblings, family members were just not having it. And then the church too did not. I want to believe that the church is a safe space. I was in the choir at the time, so they got me out. They chucked me out of the choir. I said, okay, fine, but that won't stop me from coming to church. So I was in church, and then they announced one Sunday and sent me out of church. And then when I was walking out, my grandma was coming and she gave me that. Yes.
I need to. Yes. They announced that
that I should leave. They called my name in the Methodist church at the Toko.
Yes, Methodist.
They called my name early in the morning. This was the 8 a.m. service, so like 8:30. I'd come out to take communion. And no, this was like 8:30, 8:45. We're done communion, and they just told me to waka. Waka is a woman that takes you from the church to the street. So I could go waka, and I went to like a new church, which was not far from our side. The youth church was interesting, and then finally I managed to go back to our church. But we had set up the youth church at the time. So that was like also another sweet escape for me. Kudos to all my goons from the Methodist Youth Church who were very, I know of course the parents who would say don't associate with that person. So I kind of felt sidelined and ostracized. And of course, I've always felt segregated anyway. I just knew there was something different about me. But then a lot of parents who would not want to tell me to my face or have told my grandma and my father, they cry, nobody's actually would not tell their children, stay away. So I didn't have too many people to talk to, too many friends. People just relate with me out of pity or out of courtesy. But other than that, there was no form of familiarity whatsoever. So yeah, I think growing up, thinking about it now, I've always been alone. And I remember even across, I had like our neighbors who like my age mates. So this lady would always like throw me out of their house. They lived directly opposite. Stop fraternizing my children. And then because I was bored, no one to play with, and I was always playing football on the streets. I'll go into their compound. Then one day their mother walks in. I managed to hide, but she wanted to see who was there. So hey, it took everything. The woman not even beat me safe. So I just knew. And surprisingly, she called me recently. Her son was getting married, and I was like, same person you told me not to be associated or affiliated with, what's that?
What changed?
So I had like also then I had to now, well, not that I had to, I enjoyed making friends with even like I don't want to use the word, with the goons. Let me put it that way. Yeah. So let's just say that you never know who you are until the streets recognize your name. People are very popular on social media. They think it's all about social media engagements and numbers. No, you arrived here too. If the streets don't know who you be, streets no sabi, they don't recognize you, then stay in your social media or rather sit on your social media stratosphere and shut up. So my brand has stretched from like highbrow, elitist to even like the streets. I can't even come out and I've tried it. There was a time I even wore hijab, did the whole thing because we're trying to get into the bank today. You may enter, I said they really, but remove the thing, John. We don't say that there is no hiding place for me. Somebody can attest to that fact. I realized it over time. Is it star quality? Maybe yes. Is it God's grace? Perhaps all of the above. But I learned to just revel in it, and then we'll use the word monetize it now. Yeah. I've made myself into a money making madness machine. They say, as I said before, I always say this way when I'm hosting shows just to crack people up. Aside from the one I'll say, if you don't want your children to look like me and dress like me, people clap. And I tell people, when I was normal, I no get money. But when Chris entered my body, I started to make money. So pray to the God of Chris to locate your inner madness so you can turn it into a money-making madness machine. People crack up, you know. So what I do now is when I even go to Chris, I'll tell people, $1 million question. Ask your neighbor next to you, are you mad? People, I'll say, wait, just a simple question. Ask, are you mad? People, they talk mad, and I don't know what's in the mad mean. Well, this madness I am talking about is, okay, so this is how I put it. You cannot create fundamental change without a certain level of madness. This madness I am talking about is non-conformity, the power to turn your back on the old formula and the courage to invent the future. So when I say you're mad, it's simply an acronym for making a difference. MAD. So look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor and say you must be mad. Everybody will now think about it. Okay, what thing talk makes sense? They will now say you must be mad, and then So we, like I said, there's crude in my cruise. There are elements of unseriousness, but it's still got substance. There is content underneath all of that. I'm not just an empty vessel. I'm not just wearing these things to just.
You have never
I know been. You said something to me earlier about. I think I'm the one in this media game whose portfolio of work is underappreciated, overlooked.
I was about to get
underutilized.
To that.
If you get what I mean.
Yes. Yeah. I'm going to say this, and I don't want you to be the one to say.
Oh yeah, please.
Good. I want to say that. Your experience in life first and then in the media business has been underplayed.
Thank you.
Now, I am saying this because a lot of young people watched you.
Yeah.
Whether on television, whether on stage, whether your dress sense, women, men. I'm talking about.
True that.
And a lot of people have not come to the realization that Denrele influenced me at some point. Yeah. Maybe because of the I don't want it to be Denrele. I want to tell you today that you have influenced a lot of people.
Thank you.
You were on Sound City.
The pioneers, actually.
You were.
Yes.
You. Genie.
Hey, well, if you help me see Ego, yes, you're just trying to refresh your memory.
Yes,
you S. Yinka, Deji, Deji.
Yes, you were on Sound City.
Yeah,
and you used to wear clothes with plenty metals on
yes.
them. And what was the experience like for you?
Do you even want to sleep until tomorrow? Okay, just kidding. I will do as much as I can to sum that up.
Shorten it.
So you see, when I started out in Sound City, I was the underdog. I was the one who they told every day, we will sack you. We can't put you on screen. You will scare the audience. So do you know what I was in Sound City when we started? I was the errand boy. I was when I would go and buy food for people. The office is not far from here.
Yes.
I would go buy food. I was writing people's scripts. Because some of the presenters were too bougie and could not be stressed to write their script. Let me go write them overnight. And then when they say the presenters are traveling, they're going for the Cora Awards in South Africa, we follow them to the airport and wave them and say bye bye. Then I now go to the office and think about my life. So, and I was the lowest earner. The highest salary at the time, starting out in 2005, 2006, was 100,000. I was earning 45,000 naira monthly. And we're now looking for a show. Then I remember the first time they sent me to do something. God bless his soul. Sound Sultan's listening party at Alliance Francaise in Ikoyi. And that was when I was like, yes, finally, I'm going to put me on TV. And I was ready. I listened to this album. I told Sound Sultan to send it to me. He sent me, like the CD. So I played it. My MacBook. I listened. I digested the lyrics. Found underlining meanings. I've been a literature student now. I always A1 in literature. So every content I brought back, they insulted me. What is this? You are even an embarrassment to the channel. We can't even put you on TV. If you don't find something to do by next month, we're going to sack you. Hey. So I was the only one who never had a show. Everybody will go out, everybody had their shows on TV. I was the only one without a show. And I could tell that management and whatnot were indecisive. No doubt. I can understand maybe also they had those feelings about, we can't comprehend this identity of this brand. So where do we put it? So I said to myself, I will be the one now to find the program for myself. They don't want to give me a program. You play. As FDM said, don't play. So what I did was I moved into the office. I stayed in that office for all the duration of whilst I was working there. I was sleeping there with the editors. I now thought of doing a show before the show, which is where the red carpet came from. So I can authoritatively say it. I mean, anyone bear me witness. All you millennials, whatnot, media practitioners, I revolutionized the red carpet culture in Nigeria. The red carpet now became a place where stars were born and even sometimes buried. And it got so good that my brand got so visible and it was so positioned that when governors arrive, their protocol officers just come. The governor would like to speak to you. Once they talk to me, they're not talking to anybody, they'll go inside. I was the figure. You know that. So when they see Sound City logo, presenters are praying, please, I hope it's not the real that's coming to cover this show. Once they see me, everybody will clear road. And it wasn't out of, everyone was clearly intimidated by not only my strength, my energy, my resourcefulness. I asked them quirkiest things, you know, because I can tell that Nigeria is hectic. But when you are coming, I come and meet me, just I'm going to make you laugh. And then I know how to make you feel good about yourself. Not because I'm doing it to arrest your attention, but people deserve to feel good about themselves. So after every interview with me, you walk in there, you feel like you're walking on cloud 9. You know, but anyway, away from that, by the time I started this, that salary went from 45k to 120. I was now the highest paid. The other presenters could relate because, I had struggled and suffered, you know. And then, by the time I got into that salary raise and that career trajectory, I was busy. I can't even travel. If I'm in a state, they're calling me, come back. You have to come back now. There's a show at the hotel. What's the show? I don't know. Even the very first event I did, let me even shock you. Do you know that Kemi Adetiba was a presenter on Sound City?
Yes.
And I remembered one of the events I was supposed to do. I always share this story. Please don't think I'm trying to be... this is not a political reference.
Yes.
But this happened to me. The very first red carpet they wanted me to do. This is me. I built this whole red carpet. Like I was, you know, like we call it Sound City Specials. We'll do a show before the show. They now gave the show to somebody else to do. I even left that part out. I was not the one, me that I brought the idea. They put somebody else on it. And then, you know, the presenters will be like, I can't do it, it's stressful, no. They'll now call me, where are you? And it was so rude and so, come here now, come here. And I remember the day I was in Lekki, there was an event at Planet One. And the producer just called me, where are you? Come to Planet One now in Maryland. I said, hey, what's happening? Don't ask me stupid questions. Are you not a presenter? When you get here, you know, and just hung up. So I quickly got a taxi, dressed up. In my ears, I used to use that Sony Ericsson flip. Yeah. I forgot my phone in the car. That's the only phone I had. I say, hey, so when I entered, I was like, what's happening? The guy just gave me the microphone. Oh yeah, start. I said, what kind of stupid question are you asking me? And I saw Kemi Adetiba sitting, and she was like, oh, she just felt like because they had a crowd, they had fans screaming. It was a bit too much for her. So she feels like this is the kind of thing that, you know, she feels that I should be doing. I was looking around. What is happening here? And then the fans were screaming, because they put fans, they stashed them in the corner. They were screaming, they were hailing me. I was trying to concentrate. I was looking around, I was seeing roll up banner. I couldn't really read what. And then next thing, it was like a flurry of activities. Somebody arrived, but I could tell that it was a government figure because they were bodyguards. And then the person was coming on the red carpet. I couldn't see the person because the bodyguards were in front. And I just thought to myself, I said, I'm on this red carpet now. Okay, it's go hard or go home. Yalla anybody. And then the moment the person came forward and I put my foot forward, you know me and my platform shoes. And the person just looked at me, the iPhone 12. And I said, Mommy, if I was your son, what's the first thing you would change about me? That alone arrested that thing. She said, hey, this shoe is so heavy, and you are tying all this heavy, these chains, these pins. See your hair. What's this exercise? You didn't finish it. Then because I was in a hurry, I only wove half of my hair because I'm left-handed, so I can weave only the left part of my hair.
You weave?
Yes, I weave. I can weave my hair. I do my hair myself. Now levels have changed, so we don't need to stress. But then now we they do. No, I used to make my clothes then as well. I could sew. I worked in that. I did everything though. But then this one I just wove half. So the other half was out like this. So the woman said, okay. I said, Mom, it's called unfinished business. She said, hey. So already I got her attention because even the bodyguards were wondering, she's not going to enter. And I said, okay. So I asked her what the event, so I used her to ask what she was doing at the event. She now told me, oh, this is the film called The Widows. She, you know, she was talking that I knew she was the first lady of Lagos. So Chief Oluremi Tinubu, by the way.
Oh.
Yes, so Tinubu's regime. And then she spoke about the event, the Kingsley Ogoro's film. Stella Damasus was leading it, and she spoke about, you know, her advocacy, her initiatives, and you know how she empowers widows. She said a lot. She was engrossed. She was just looking at me whilst talking. I'm wondering. I said, what channel is this? I said, this is Sound City. That was how she knew Sound City. And she walked in, and that spurred me on. And then the director, the producer was still shouting at me, you are getting too close to the guests. And then when Genevieve Inachi came, I even knelt and said, Genevieve, marry me. She now said, yes. She now even put a ring on my finger. You know, we had fun. And then when the event was over, one man just came to me and said, come here, the first lady wants to see you. I was afraid because I thought I'd overstepped my boundary. Maybe she'd tell me, don't, when you see me as, I was just thinking so many things. The producer started shouting, you see, I told you, now, I don't want to bring this kind of negative attention. I said, go on. So she was waiting. She didn't drive her, she was waiting. So I went, she wound down and looked at me and said, how long have you been doing this? I said, man, this is like my first, I'm so sorry. She said, what? I said, I've never done any interview as fun as this. She just reached inside her bag. Bear in mind, my salary was how much? 45K. 45. This woman gave me 50K mints, 2 envelopes, 100K. If you see the way I threw it into under my, I does it like this. The producer said, what was she telling you? She said you are an embarrassment, Abi. I knew it. You just been embarrassing each other. I said, I will just hold him and I say, hey, somebody just give me this kind of money. So it's not even about, it's the fact that she appreciates. The first lady of Lagos saw something, and then it was like wildfire. When brands come to Sound City, Denrele's fees were different. If Denrele is going to come and cover an event for you, my own money was like, if it's not Denrele, get him. I remember I was in Barbados. I went to cover an event. They sent the consular to my hotel to tell me to hop on the next plane back to Miami, from Miami, to ATL, and then back to Nigeria because I needed to cover an event for some. So I was busy. But here's the thing now. Yes. I was busy, but I was making money for the brand. I was not making money for myself. That's the mistake I made. I'm very artistically inclined, so I was very passionate about the brand. And I now, because I was the one doing the red carpet events, I was meeting people. I remember the first time Dangote saw me. I was hosting Helen Press Ajayi's 50th. And he said, this boy I used to see, what do you do? And I showed him my mic. He said, what's that? I said, it's a music channel. He said, hey, where are they showing? He said, but you guys saw you in this day. Your hair. Everybody just... I remember I even entered, and then there were some top shots in there who said, meet this boy, this crazy boy. Somebody just called me, this crazy boy. I'm stuck. And when people see my red carpet, even people that don't grant interviews will laugh. Oh, this crazy boy, yeah, what do you want to ask me today? Yeah, come. Yeah. And then people will say, oh, then we didn't used to do account number. They will say, go and give him something. They bring me dollars, bring me pounds. But this was just this. So if I was not getting the desired validation and recognition in my office, I was making money for the office, so I was getting outside. And then I started reaching out to brands. We started the MTN Sound City Campus Storm. There is nobody that does know, any millionaire that I did not come to their school and did not turn that school upside down. But away from all of that, it was crazy because by the time the brand was going to get my ass kicked to the curb, I was owed a 2-year salary at the time.
2 years?
Yes, 2 years. I was working. I was the template for when other people will not pay like their workers for like maybe a month or two. When they come and complain and they've not paid us, so people say, but see, Denrele, he's still working, he's shooting, he's on the red carpet and they've not been paid for. I understood. I'm not trying to downplay the brilliance of Sound City in my life or make it feel no. I just went through that. I was even using my personal fund, my personal money, to shoot programs. So by the time they said I was bigger than the brand, I was too overexposed, all because I traveled on a trip. I shot on because I shoot a mass so I can do other events. It was a meeting that people that I brought to come and work with the brand that sat down and decided that this one, he has to go. And why did they have to get rid of me at the time? One rule I put in Sound City, and any day, anytime, ask anyone, they'll tell you this. For every artist that came to Sound City to play their music video, I did not collect a dime. I would tell my boss, we are not collecting money from artists. It's a lot for an artist to put out a work of art. This is, if we don't play their video, then they will know that they have to up their game or up the ante. They wanted me out. The next thing when I left, I heard that before you play your video, I don't want, we were not running anybody down or anything, but I knew that I needed to go because I put my foot down. Every artist, local, foreign, upcoming, hustling, A-list, once they arrive at that office, if it's not really that attend to them, they wait. It has to be there because they knew it was just genuine, and even people don't know this. The Banji's Why Me was shot in Sound City. Really? Was shot by Sound City actually. And one of the top editors, Remy, at the time. So that's why I was in that. I was in the video, and then the band. It took him a while before he got that video. The band was in our office every day, stressing. He would sleep overnight. Finally, when the video came out, I even asked the editor to remove a lot of my scenes because it was too much. But I knew that video would get the desired airplay. And before I knew it, as I did the Banji's video, every artist, you want to blow, you have to put Denrele in your video. Yeah. Everybody was now on my, I'm one of those people. I'm not a people pleaser. But at that time, I was. Because I felt like, you needed
to do something different.
I was in My boss called me to order. You are not doing any music video, guy. I don't want you to do this. Not good for the brand. Blah 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 and whatnot. But then I look back now and I learned a lot. And I would say something. There are places that we work. You have to recognize what I call STDs, not sexually transmitted diseases.
Yeah.
Spiritually transmitted diseases. There are places that you work at. You have to be spiritually alert. There are some places that when you leave, that brand will amount to nothing. That's you, the identity.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I am still standing. I know agree.
Let's talk about Channel Love.
Yes, please.
You went to Channel
came
Love
at the lowest moment of my life when it chucked me out of Sound City. I didn't see that coming. I was broke. I didn't have 1 naira in my account. And my sisters were in private schools. They were calling me. How will I pay? Hey, where I go start? So I was living from hand to mouth. You know, they took.
Wait,
yeah.
Your sisters were calling you. You were paying.
Yes, I told you, like, from the onset of the interview, I said I've always been responsible for my siblings. You know, so I've always been a family man. You know, and at that time they were in private universities. Now me go do overzealous Egbon, put them there because I didn't go to a private uni. More the thing hook me. They were calling and say, hey. So I was living from hand to mouth, and then they took my car. The car I had a company car. They took it, so I was back to taxis and buses. And it was no, that Sound City boy. Hey, yeah. But I refuse to say what transpired or why they did what they did. I mean, this is years after, and we can talk about it and laugh about it. So I remember if I go for events, if people call me for events, I'll beg them that they have to pay me immediately. You have to give me the money. And the day I went and auditioned for Channel O, you mentioned Fumioda did something on Children's. This was Children's Day. She did something at her office in Maryland. I went. I think it's Save a Child. I've forgotten the initiative name. I did that. They were calling me repeatedly. Now I had to host Children's Day event for TFC, not TFC in VIO, in First Stack. So I got somebody's car. I asked to beg a friend to lend me his car. Then he had like a nice car, so he gave us. So they were calling me. I had to quickly rush to multi-choice in VI. So by the time I got there, I was the last person. I saw the list of people that had auditioned, not auditioned, but done a screen test. They were called specially. I was the last. When I entered, I just said, "I beg everybody, make no vex. I'm leaving for man to man. There's a show I have to go and do, and they're paying me 250k. If I go late, I might not get that money. I beg, Joe." They laughed. They're like, you know. And God bless Biola Labi, who was the MD of the Mnet West Africa MD at the time. And when I finished my script, I didn't even read the script. They gave me the script. I said, don't worry, I will freestyle. I didn't know all these things they were looking at. This. I said, I'll freestyle. So I freestyled. And then the brand manager of Channel O, Leslie Kasumba, she's Ugandan, but based in South Africa, said, she told Biola, can we talk to him in the other office? So they called me. I just thought, hey, they're delayed. I see me. I said, hey, God, hey, these people, they will not pay me. And they asked me what happened at Sound City, and I explained. I had to come out and say the truth. I said, okay, we'll get back to you. I said, no, Wala, I wasn't expecting them to get back. By the time I rushed to this event, traffic to First Stack, one comedian don't carry my mic. I know comedians.
They don't want to give it back.
I'm not going to talk to comedian because they people like they always fight for social media. You don't hold mic. Don't they talk? I say, hey, we're eating bad shell. So I had to fight for the mic, and then Whiskey just did all at your boy at the time. So I had to introduce him. I did all my gaga. Guess what? When we finished, they had to me, and you came late now. That they paid everyone, but that my money they will pay in 2 weeks. Hey, I just sat on the floor. I said, you people,
you've lost the job.
No, I mean they were gonna pay, but why now?
I meant like you've lost the job and they're not giving you this.
So what could I do at the time? I had to wait for 2 weeks. Actually, they even now paid me 300k, which was they added extra for it. But then the car that I used, I could not drive that car because it was quite flashy, all the way from First Stack back to Yaba. So we now went into a hotel. You know, there was a party going. I said, make I park inside. The guy that owned the car called me, insulted me. Today is a public holiday. He's supposed to be out in the club. Where the fuck did I carry his car to? Pardon my French. He insulted me. And I don't know. I said he should throw you out of Sound City. And now when you're in non-entity, oh sorrow. I let him talk. I sent his car to him in the morning. We washed it, car wash. I was even scared, and because then they used to do. There was a lot of robbery on that expressway, you know. Yeah, and I've been robbed there once. So I was just like, I beg. So, and then they called me from Channel and said, they want me in South Africa, so they blah 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 blah. I said, okay, no problem. So they got the ticket, everything. I got to the airport and I was waiting in the economy line. I was just standing, waiting for and the protocol officer comes to me and says, what are you doing here? You're on business. I'd never flown business. I said, who puts? I said, I don't have money to pay for the upgrade. I said, no, from the organization. And they gave me my camcorder. They said, you need to record everything, blah blah blah. When I got to SC, they picked me up. were staying at the Santin Sun. I was in the presidential suite. I've never seen that kind of treatment before. And there was a per diem on the table of $500 for the 5 days that I was going to be in SC. I looked at it and say, Anyway, I'm very grateful for that opportunity, because you see what I did with Channel O? We had like VJs across Africa. So we had one in Tanzania, Uganda, Kenya, Ghana, and myself. Every country that was having an event, they will request for me. But I said, they will even call me and say, oh, Denrele, please, are you available? I want you to shoot. I said, am I available? You're begging me. I'm available. But anyway, Channel was going to come set up in Nigeria. That didn't work. I am glad I worked with the brand. That brand did things to my self-esteem, did things to my, like to myself, to my core. That brand made me see things from a different perspective. If I ever felt lesser than who I was, I felt not sane, or I felt like, that brand made me feel sane. And then this was even before the birth of like virality on the internet. I remembered when I made Jocelyn Dumas wear my shoes. If you Google Jocelyn fell, that thing trended in Ghana for an entire year. And this was on a Channel O event that was done by Vodafone and Channel O. She, like the way Jocelyn fell. I know Jocelyn is she's so when she fell, the stage wouldn't gig him, because she's
she got that.
Weapons of warfare. That thing went what? So I mean, long story cut short, I'm grateful for all those experiences, and I learned from them. I'm still learning. Still a work in progress. I still never blow. I still hustle.
Yeah, right. Okay, final question.
True.
Final question I want to ask you. This question right now is for people who had thought they saw you and wanted to replicate that.
Okay.
And got mingled into
I know what
all
you mean.
kinds of things.
Yeah, sugar coating it too.
Okay.
Say it as it is.
So people
drop it like it's hot.
All right. So people saw Denrele being very artistic.
Yes.
And decided that they wanted to add sexuality into it.
Course.
How did you feel about it? Because I saw a couple of conversations.
Yes.
And people relating it to Denrele.
Of course.
But I know Denrele.
Yeah.
But that wasn't him.
Mm-hmm.
How did that make you feel? And was that what you wanted them to see?
No. Far from it. It's crazy how, okay, so I'll say this quickly. Who you go to bed as is different from who you go to bed with. So who you go to bed as that's me. I go to bed at night, I sleep good, have peace of mind. But when you now start bringing all of these elements because of, larger than life internet sensations that you see online, and my name is always in the conversation, I don't get it why. And then people start comparing me to every social media sensation, Snapchat sensations and whatnot. They say all kinds, and I'll be candid, when it started at first, I didn't think it was funny. I usually look for humor in things, but I didn't think it was funny, because I was like, I am not who I am is a representation of my art. This is art. Media. I'm even a cultural reset. I would say to myself, yes, I'm a cultural staple. How has this now digressed into, and I think that maybe I think I'm partly to blame, because there was that picture with Charlie Boy and myself.
Yeah.
I did not know the extremity of what was to transpire. But I said whether it was a controversial agenda, it was publicity stunt, it was Photoshop, or it was the real deal. When I see the friend Charlie Boy, now I'll have that. But I think people now started drawing judgments from that. And then now they pitched me side by side with, people who, yes, are having fun on the internet, but yes, I do have fun on the internet when I want to, but my work is serious. I'm a media practitioner with over 3 decades of exposure, expertise, and experience. You can't buy that in the market.
Yes, you can.
But how many people do I want to convince? So I'm just at the point in my life now where what is that's what you think, but that opinion is not my reality. So it even said the things have come at time. So what I do now is when I even see things like that, I engage them, and they just look for the humor in it, because I've realized that sort of narrative, not that it has come to stay, but it's not defining of who I am, and to be honest, I could care less. But I've also realized that a lot of these people that they usually put my name side by side, they fear me, because now they tell them, say, I know, say, una they use my name. Some of these things are concocted by these people, so that they know that once you put a Denrele name, you will trend effortlessly with it. And they tell them, say, leave my name out of your mouth. Forget all this Ayila and Shua and hey, I'm a black belter. Man, no, it's just that I'm not violent, so I will not. But I'm skilled in the art of self-defense. So just know, don't be looking at us as we are doing, as they say, boy get she boy.
there's a personality behind that.
Of course.
And this one,
Yes, please.
will Denrele get married?
At this point in my life, I don't think so. And this is the first time I'm saying this. I've always been excited about marriage. Yes, very. I love children. I think I'm at the point now where I'm like, who I won't go carry put inside my house now, we won't go stress me, because I'm just finding tranquility in my solitude. But of course, kids, definitely.
You're gonna have kids,
you know. And I have somebody who's, you know, we've been on this marriage plea for a bit. What's his problem? And he says she is, in case you're wondering about the gender. She get wala.
I love the fact that he said she's a she.
Yeah, I have to let them know.
Yeah.
No, because I mean, hey, if I want to marry anything that I want to marry anybody, I will marry it and own it with my full chest. And as I always say to people, another thing I would like to clear is that, you know, people assume that because of the way I look and you know my abstractness, I am relegated to a certain demographic that we have to sleep with people for money. I will categorically state it here. And pardon my French, I have never fucked or been fucked for money. I would never. I am legit to the core. You see, when I feel I will maintain my beauty and be broke in my safe space. I would never do that. And that's why I always tell people, I am my own sugar daddy. I have a strong masculine side designed to take care of my feminine side. So if my feminine side wants time, the masculine side go by her. And that's still talking about me here. You know, figure it out the best way that you can.
And with that, I will tell you to go and check out the word androgynous.
Yes.
You understand.
Thank you shed a lot of light on that.
And I have to give the credit to my producer, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Because my producer put me in that light.
Tasha Rock's Empire.
Please go check out the meaning of the word androgynous,
yes.
And then you would understand exactly what Denrele has been talking. Yes, I'm sticking at hydrogen or androgen, whichever one. Denrele, I want to really appreciate you for coming in today. I wish that we had more time to talk.
I know. There's so much to talk about.
Yes, hopefully some other time we'll call
please,
you.
I've been begging to come here for the past 1 year now. Don't allow me to come here. Make una call me back.
We'll
Tell them. Go into the comment section. Tell them that they should bring me back.
Yes.
To give you the concluding
And if you've got questions that you want to ask Denrele as well, please put them down here. Remember, subscribe, put your questions here. We will listen to it, we'll watch them, and then we'll get back to him, and hopefully he'll come and sit with us.
Yes.
And want to appreciate you for following us all this while. Remember, subscribe. It's the Side Talk. My name is Jude Thomas Dawam, and I've been talking to Denrele Edun.
Well said.
And I do appreciate you for this. See you next time. Have a beautiful time.
Ichok!